you know. Yeah. But finally, that week of movies is over. Thank
God. Thank God.
There's so many movies. There were so much things I wanted to talk about, but no, we had to prioritize these goddamn movies.
That's true.
No. July just gets no love. Come on, the month that's supposed to celebrate America, dang it. But
it's gay month, dude, and I think gay month is more important than America month.
Gay month is part of America, okay? Gays are part of America. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm gayer, so.
I'm gayer than America.
But keep this in mind, which the studios think it's so important that they're dumping all the summer blockbuster movies into the month of June. Yeah. Now, how's that work? How's that working for you, Witch?
I want to myself. I'm gonna plug in my thing because you won't let me talk about Marvel vs. Pride this week.
I know, but that's a jumbo issue, which it's going to take some time to talk about it, and we already have enough topics as it is.
I've talked about two.
Well, if you want to do your own recording of it, and I can get to posting it when I can as like a short, but it has to be like short length. Basically.
I might do that for DC Pride, not for Marvel Pride, because I know more about Marvel than DC.
Okay.
Don't worry, you'll be able to talk as much as you want about them next week,
and I will, because we're also talking about Fence.
Yeah.
Cryptid, I'm severely disappointed in you. I'm not disappointed. You told me that there was going to be lots of gay shit, and then I go read it. I know. Very little to none.
That was your assumption, Winch. I thought you were a fan of that series.
I am. I just have to reread it because I was kind of in a rush to read it the first time. But I do know that there is some weird tension between the two coaches.
Yep, just wait for it.
They're gonna make
hold it in, Witch.
Look, Witch, they're not gonna cheat you like they did us in Star Trek Resurgence. Okay.
I know, right? Justice.
That relationship was teed up. I teed it up. I did everything I could, and I didn't get that relationship. I was so sad.
I'm angry.
But yeah, ultimately, this is kind of a learning curve. I think we learned a lot, how to manage our time better. I think it was a big thing we even talked about earlier.
Definitely. We need to start. One of us needs to bring in a timer. I'll bring a timer. Just for us to manage, each topic, let's give, we'll give a 10-minute warning when we reach 10-minute mark,
I also, the format for editing as well, that was a happy accident. I think around, episode 3, that's when I started coming up with the post. I think that's better for scrolling, though, because you can just scroll and easily see what we're talking about at any point. So, that's why I like it.
Yep. Oh, keeping also in mind, our old buddy Jay will be joining us these days. Got into contact with him.
Volume 2, the Phillies.
He just got hit by this curveball called life.
Yeah.
As do we all. I mean, hey, look at me today, right? I expected to come out of my kung fu class, directly onto here, get my comics ready and all that stuff. But instead, I found myself having to go to a Home Depot to pick up a toilet for my boss.
I'm personally glad I'm back for a multitude of reasons, but the one mainly right now is because we need a backup editor, just in case.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Okay. Alrighty, guys. You guys want to go ahead and
start? We have 2 minutes left. Let's give Austin.
Okay, let's BS until then.
Oh, I got a free
shake. He has to be here for the One Piece.
From work.
Congrats.
That reminds me, Wednesday at my Smoothie King, they're giving away free smoothies. Well, not free. If you donate $1, you get like a 20-ounce smoothie.
Nice.
I was like, I'm gonna totally get that.
I'm donating $20. Give me 20 of those. Put it in a cup.
Yeah. I think you only get one, but I don't see it. If I want to donate $100 and get 100 smoothies, that's my prerogative. Don't take that from me.
Hey, it's doing them a service.
Okay, so so Jake, you're basically pulling a Zoidberg from Futurama when he got his $300 bill. That's five. Sorry. 100 cups of coffee.
There you go.
Bam.
We have one more minute.
So the art that I'm doing this week is kind of like a part 2 to last week.
Okay. I actually like the sketches you had. They actually look really good.
Yeah.
I forgot to credit you for the character art for the art this week. I started doing that like 2 weeks ago. So I just forgot to credit you this week. My bad.
It's all good. Also, my character is cosplaying as a character from one of the books that we're talking about this week.
Yeah, I'll be honest now. All character art is made by Witch. So
yeah.
All right.
Yay,
well,
Witch.
We gave him a long enough chance.
If he comes in late, that's on him.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha. Well, let me start us off. Welcome to Comic Phanatic, episode number 6. You're here with me, Cryptid Zeker 415, and I'm all out of intros.
Following him is the Gryffindor turned Slytherin, Jake Tylenol, the fastest man alive, until the next speedster villain shows up and beats me up.
Yeah. My name's Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunhiem, pronouns they, he, and I don't believe that Jake Tylenol is the fastest man alive. I think I'm the fastest man alive, because I said so. Also, eat all the spicy ramen.
That'll give you power. But alrighty then, let's start us off. I'll start us off, actually. One Piece trailer got released this week.
I watched it. It looked really good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was surprised by how big they won, especially on the Sea Kings. You know, I'm like, oh, good lord.
And I like how they look pretty accurate to their original designs. I remember seeing something that the creator of One Piece made like a chart or something, being like, oh, where is each from? You know, like hypothetically.
Yeah, years ago, before the big diversity push casting, Oda had some SBS. He answered fan letters, and he actually had one question by a fan saying, "Hey, what would the Straw Hats be if they were from the real world? What would their ethnicities be?" And Oda actually gave an ethnicity for all the members of the Straw Hats, even a couple other characters in One Piece too.
Which was great future proofing. I mean, he probably didn't care, but this just means less problems if there's a diverse cast.
Yeah,
How much you want to bet?
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Be mad at this still.
I don't think so because Oda had direct involvement in this project, and I don't.
No, I'm talking about the casting though, because there's always going to be those people that are going to be mad at the casting and be like, "Oh my god, it's woke Netflix." Blah blah blah. Shut the hell up.
No, this is solid proof. Like, this is directly from the writer before the whole diversity casting push ever came on. This was like 10 years ago.
There are going to be those people that claim that they're One Piece fans or whatever, and then they're going to see this, like they see the casting, and I haven't looked deeply enough because I'm not a part of the One Piece fandom, and they're going to be like, why is it's woke propaganda and all this BS, and they're going to try to boycott it, and then if I see that, I'm going to be like, hey, I guess you're not a real One Piece fan.
I get them where
you can do a quick Google search,
as far
guys.
As I'm
Google's free.
As far as I'm aware, the only resistance the One Piece fandom had over this project was people were hesitant on given the track record of how good anime adaptations get when they're given a live action treatment, which
a lot of them
is not really
bad.
good.
I remember I saw the Netflix Death Note, and I watched the Full Metal Alchemist one, and I did not like the FMA or the Death Note one, and I like both of those series.
That was. Yep. See, that's an example, right? That's what everybody was worried about when it came to this. Even though Oda came out and stated, he's going to have, this is like a baby project for him. He's going to be approving of what they do. So, even despite all that, fans were still hesitant about this. Right. But given the trailer we have, I mean, I got to say, I don't know how much more. One Piece is a real crazy anime, right? If you were to take all that and give it the real life treatment, I think this is the best way to see it and to imagine what it would look like in real life. You
else I've
know?
noticed? Well, that I'm going to comment on.
What?
I don't want to hear anyone give crap to. I don't want to hear anyone defend what they did to MCU Kamala after I watched this trailer. I'm like, you could do the stretchy limbs. You guys are just cowards and don't want to do it.
Their reason for not doing stretchy Kamala is terrible, but it's just,
just DM me the reason.
I think it's a little different. I think it's a little different in this case because, like, while Kamala, you know, she normally she's embiggening her hands, right? Luffy, like in the early days of One Piece, all he does is really just stretch his limbs.
Still,
that's
they did
it.
that with they could still do that.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. They're going to do it for Reed Richards, but they didn't. For some reason, they didn't want Kamala and Reed to have the same powers. For some reason,
this is sexism at its finest, guys. I am not in support of mutant Kamala.
Okay. Well. Okay. How about this, Witch? Does it make you feel any better that a diverse character is going to be given the stretchy treatment? Hey, still a person of color, right? Like,
I don't plan on watching this only because I'm not a fan of One Piece. But if you guys watch it and tell me that it's good, then I might consider watching.
Listen. I'm not making any promises.
Come on.
Just because there's a diverse cast
join our
mean
crew.
I'm going to watch it.
There you go.
Join our crew, Witch. Come on.
Anime. Let me live.
You know what, Witch? I respect that. I'm going to tell you, though, I might watch it just because this might be the easiest way for me to get into One Piece. One Piece.
I think so, too.
Yeah, One Piece is way too.
Cryptid, you have to keep me informed when you watch it. So you got to let me know if it's good or not. Also, another random side tangent. I completely forgot that I didn't turn on my mic. So if there's like this weird shift, then you know why in sound quality.
Try it.
Gotcha. But if I want to also add another thing, like as a One Piece fan, because I'm up to date on the whole One Piece episodes and manga. I love that series. Favorite character of all time, X-Drake and all that stuff. But you know, when I heard this was going to give it the live action treatment on Netflix, I'm not expecting this to, like, you know, be a multi movie project. You know, I'm expecting this to be kind of like a one and done sort of thing because I can only imagine how time consuming that's going to be if, like, the actors have to commit through all of One Piece.
It's not even done.
Like, no,
I think they are going to do a one and done thing.
Exactly.
Maybe like one more movie or show or whatever, but other than that, I don't think they're going to continue the whole series. But
exactly, just think of it as a special, you know, like an AMV. Wait, what do they call those? OVAs or something like that? Yeah, that's the way I'm seeing it, or a One Piece movie, you know. So, I mean, I would love it if we ever get to the point to see Frankie introduced into this live action series. Because in case you guys don't know, Frankie's ethnicity was stated to be American.
I'm not with you right now, Cryptid. I am not.
So the thing that I can respect too, like I never could get into One Piece. Well, okay, quick story. The reason I never got into One Piece because as a kid, I was like, I was getting used to the idea of anime. So I'm watching One Piece. I think it was on 4Kids. I was
oh God.
I was like, no, it wasn't even that. This is not gonna go where you think. I was watching it in my head. I'm like, they're just. I want to know what the One Piece is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait for the series to end and then rewatch.
No. Oh no! I don't even watch One Piece, and I know that that's never gonna happen, even at a young age.
No, right now it's like it seems like One Piece is entering its final arc. So
you say that,
you know,
it's gonna go on for another 20 years.
But
they will
not with Oda's not with Oda's health status at the moment. Like, dude gets like what 2 to 3 hours of sleep once a week or something like that in order to write a chapter each week.
In his defense, okay, that's not a good thing, you know. At least get 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of like a thing that they do in Japan where they overwork their mangakas and animators to the point where it's awful. Mappa, I'm looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Release the Yuri on Ice movie. Jesus Christ.
You know, I was gonna say this though. Oda, I know you're listening, somewhere, your heart, please hear me. Put the 4Kids song in, please.
The rap song. His name's Oro, he's just like a samurai. L-A-D-Y, Nami's not shy. Usopp soon that marksman thing. Choppers, Asanji's cooking. Chopper starter.
You better memorize that, I swear.
I didn't think you would actually go that far. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's an infamous song. Like, I mean, a lot of us from the West, our starter from One Piece was the 4Kids dub, as infamous as that was, you know. But of course, eventually we branched now to Funimation dubbing, and, you know, we got onto the manga, and yeah, we became adults thanks to One Piece.
Amen. Thanks to One Piece. But
yeah, follow
as a
your
kid,
dreams.
I love most of the 4Kids. Most of the 4Kids intro. I think. Like, as a kid, I was like, yeah.
Favorite.
My favorite. It would have to be on the top of my head. TMNT 2003's theme, because that was like a 4Kid show, I think. So that's like my favorite version of that theme song, the Turtles theme song. It's really good. Like the 1, 2, 3, 4 turtles, like that whole song. That's great. But you know, One Piece looks good. Oda, who I know in my heart somewhere somehow is listening to this podcast, please, God, you did good.
Yeah, you tag him.
He's listening. No, Jake, he's listening to you and he's saying to himself, "I wish you spoke Japanese, Jake."
he's like, hold on, let me get a translator.
But yeah, well, that's it for One Piece, guys. Let's move on to the next.
Okay.
Jake?
Mortal Kombat. Wait, hang on. Mortal Kombat! Casting name.
But
who's the...
All right. Oh man, I thought you guys review. Oh damn, I don't have their names exactly, but we got the casting of Shao Kahn, Sindel, and I forgot the two other people. But we got 4 official castings at least. I did see the actor they got for Shao Kahn, and oh man, they casted a perfect body for that guy. I mean, he looks like...
Can he act? His name is Martin Ford.
I don't know what movies he's in. But
he's been in Fast and Furious 9, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and TV shows such as The Sandman and The Nevers.
Okay, so projects I've never seen before. So I just need Shao Kahn to be like a big, intimidating final boss looking guy, you know?
And I need him to kill Cole.
Wow.
Yeah. Which we need Cole out so we could push Liu Kang, the proper main character, you know?
Yeah. Are you gonna put some dude with literal plot?
Another live action movie.
Yeah, he literally has plot armor. Like that is his move. That is his go-to weapon.
Damn, we love plot armor. Oh
Dude.
my god.
Like, let me put it to you this way, which people love Louis Tan better when he played Shatterstar than when he played but then when he played
saw this movie.
Cole.
I saw the first movie. I thought it was fine. I was just trying to figure out if you guys were talking about an animated or a live action thing.
No, I don't.
We all want Liu Kang.
No, yeah, first off, Liu Kang is the chosen one, not Cole. That is just ingrained in the first 3 games. Okay,
don't even get me started.
He gets killed off in Deadly Alliance, and that was pretty traumatizing if you were a kid playing Mortal Kombat. But you shouldn't be playing Mortal Kombat as a kid anyway. So sorry.
Yeah, tell that to my family because I played some very brutal games as a young child.
I mean, it's there,
and that's... You're not supposed to do it, but it's like that guilty pleasure as a kid, you know?
Like called Fairy Tale Fights. If anyone in the audience knows it, I love you. But yeah. So basically, it looks all cutesy and fairy tale like, but it gets bloody and gory fast.
Isn't that like Doki Doki Literature Club?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's basically you play as one of 4 fairy tale characters, and you have to like go unalive a lot of beings just so that you can get your reputation back. It's kind of, I haven't played this game in a while, but I do love this game. I always played as either Red Riding Hood or Jack.
Yeah,
it was great. You should play it. It's on the PS3.
All right, that's Witches and Doors. I'll play it.
Okay.
But
okay,
yeah, I was gonna say, I just want the Deadly Alliance scene where they jump Cole and just snap his neck, and they're like, "There we go."
you might get that because we're getting Quan Chi in this.
Are we getting Johnny Cage?
That's one of the casting news. They will be stupid if they don't bring in Johnny Cage, honestly. Because when it came to the first movie, that's what everybody noticed. Like, wait, you guys bring in all the Earthrealmers except Johnny Cage? What the hell?
Kind of weird.
You're bringing Jax?
But hopefully they're bringing like the real Johnny Cage. Because I noticed that in the last couple of movies, they did like the animated ones. They make Johnny Cage just a complete goofball. And don't get me wrong, Johnny Cage is like a goofball misogynist when he first shows up, but he can fight. That was like the cool part about him, you know? And then he'll learn to be humble as the years go by. So that's what.
Yeah. Just saying Mortal Kombat, listen to your fans. Cast the Miz as Johnny Cage. Dang it. He's practicing the splits for this role. He constantly keeps getting asked this.
But hopefully he joins, and if he joins and he and Sonya get together, I can get one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters, Cassie Cage. That's right, fans. I'm a Cassie Cage.
We love that for you.
Well, MKX Cassie Cage fan, right?
As opposed to MK11?
No, didn't you say you liked that version better because in that version she was a perfect amalgamation of her parents?
I like more specifically, I don't get me wrong, I like her in the story mode, but she's way better in the dialogue. You know when you're fighting in the the multiplayer, and they have their own combat heroes? That's where you get to see Cassie be like her dad and her mom together. So, you know, that's the version of Cassie I like, where she's like, you know, chewing bubble gum while having drones out or something. Yeah, like, you know. Or she's taking selfies. She's taking selfies of people she did fatalities on, you know, stuff like that.
That's a cool one. By the way, I just posted like what who the actors are going to be in that are officially cast for the movie. We're also going to be getting Queen Sindel.
Which Sindel though?
Ooh.
Are we getting the good Sindel that killed herself? Or are we getting the one that turned that evil one from the start?
We're getting no, they're not going to do the latest one where they retconned her to have always been evil. No, we're probably going to get the one that's been turned evil by Shao Kahn.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I like that Sindel, but it makes no sense why she exists in that universe. I think it's gonna be more. I just like evil Sindel and like Katana's whole family being evil as a concept. The way in the universe, it just didn't make any sense why Sindel was evil. But you know, but hopefully this will be good.
And we're also getting King Jared.
Oh, so they're gonna do the prequel scene where he dies.
Yeah, pretty much. Be like that though.
Do you think they're gonna? I don't know how much of the Mortal Kombat lore you are. I learned today that apparently Ermac, this is like he's on Shao Kahn's side, I believe. The soul of Gerard. And
one of Ermac is like 1,000 souls fused into one body, and one of those souls just happens to be King Jared.
Yeah. So maybe they could do that. Anna gets to see her father one more time or something like that. You know.
Okay, here's a question for you, Jake. Which MK character do you want to be in this project?
Just kidding.
Your mom.
Nah, too early, man.
Well, obviously Johnny Cage, so we can set up that plot with him and Sonya. I just want everybody. We have everybody I kind of want.
I hope they do Melina justice.
You know what they will never do it. But I would kind of like for them to do the deception story. Who was the main character? Shunjinko. I want Shunjinko.
You want him to be an old man?
No, he wouldn't be an old man yet. He'd be in his middle ages at this point. And then he would get stuck in Order Realm because he he went in past curfew and they locked him in for 100 years.
I can't believe it. Like the second, 20 or 30 years pass, right? And Shujinko's like, screw this. Let me get out of this cage. And he gets out of the cage and he comes and finds Hotaru, right? And Hotaru's like, Shujinko, how can you do this? How can you escape your jail? I was just here defending you on your behalf, giving you a good word. And I'm like, you waited 20 years, dude?
Like, you could have tried that earlier, like at least 10 years.
It's so wild that if you break a single Law and Order realm, your life is pretty much over. It doesn't even matter what it is.
Exactly. Well, speaking of Law and Order, one character I actually kind of hope they bring in, Stryker.
Yes, he was cool.
No, like I'm a fan. I know he's not everybody's favorite, but I kind of like the idea that in this world where you have martial artists that shoot fireballs out of their hands, you have guys with mechanical arms, you have cyborgs, you have demon sorcerers who can summon up skeletons. Right here, you have Stryker. He's just an ordinary police officer, right? Who has to duke it out with everybody else, and his weapons are just standard issue police officers' equipment, like handgun, baton, taser, some smoke grenades. Yeah, let's see how that holds up.
What about mocap?
Yeah. Mocap. Why not?
They could have him in as a post-credit scene. They could either.
No, go for it.
Oh, you know what? This is what you do, right? Oh, I don't know if fans would like it or hate it. You could have the post-credit scene be Johnny Cage as being like in the room for the Mortal Kombat video game, which is Mortal Kombat 1, and mocap is like, doing the suit up for Liu Kang.
It writes itself.
He does.
Yeah, that's Mortal Kombat casting.
Yay. Good news. But alright, let's move on to the next.
Yay.
Which?
Woo. I know exactly which one this is. So, quick context, I was on Twitter, as I always am, apparently. And so I see this article that says that the Incredible Hulk that came out in 2008 is coming to Disney Plus because Universal is like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. So now we have the full current MCU collection for the most part. I don't know if all of Runaways is on there and Cloak and Dagger. I know that they aren't considered MCU, but I'm counting them as MCU, so suck it.
So arguably the second best Hulk movie is on Disney Plus. Okay, that's cool.
So this means that the MCU finally has the ability to make another Hulk movie now.
I don't know, because they put all the Spider-Man movies on there, and that Sony still owns the rights.
Universal is so weird. Hulk was such a popular character after Avengers 1, and they just sat on that. Like, what? Like,
I also did it with Namor as well, but...
Hey, they were making money off the Hulk success from the Avengers.
That's what I'm saying. So why not just let them make another? The first time I get it that like Hulk wasn't big, the movie didn't do well. Fine, whatever. After Avengers 1, you would swear he's the third member of the Trinity, not Thor. You know what I mean? And they just kind of just sat on it. They were just like, all right, we're not making another Hulk movie.
I wonder if this is in response to how the Hulk's been treated and in response from fans over the years, where Universal's like, okay, yeah, we see the damage that's being done to Hulk. You guys can have him back now.
Was Universal really doing anything with the Hulk at this point?
No, that was the problem. We could have had more Hulk stories if not for Universal. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, Universal's weird, homie.
Hulk was an A-tier character in 2012. He was like next there with Captain America and Iron Man, damn near. I don't know.
But hey, here now. That's
I remember having like a talk with my nephew and niece, right? And they brought up a point saying like Hulk's character kind of went downhill ever since Age of Ultron.
Don't get me started with Age of Ultron. I have beef with Age of Ultron.
I never liked.
Like, I mean, keep this in mind. An ongoing run when it comes to Iron Man's Buster Arbors is that rarely do they ever defeat the people they are intended to defeat, right? But in the MCU, Hulk ended up losing to the Hulkbuster
I'm not gonna lie to you.
armor.
I mean, it is the Hulkbuster. It's supposed to be made to
No. Wait, remember, it's not the Hulkbuster. It's the Veronica.
I forgot. Well, it's a combination of the two. But yeah, ever since then, like, the character just, the next time we saw him was in Thor Ragnarok, where, it was the whole Planet Hulk story got glossed over, and of course, that movie became a comedy. And then afterwards, he gets beaten down hard by Thanos, so much to the point that the Hulk doesn't even want to come out of Bruce Banner anymore. And then we get Professor Hulk
in Endgame.
I'm like,
wow.
You know what I hate about Thor 3? And by the way, I want the audience to know, I think Thor 3 is way worse than Thor 4. Okay? Anything people say that they hate about Thor 4, I hate about Thor 3 a lot more. So, but anyway, what I don't like is that Incredible Hulk is intelligent. He's not stupid. He has like a caveman mentality, like when he protects Betty from the rain and lightning and stuff like that. But he's not an idiot. I don't like that in Thor 3, they just turned him into a little child, which he wasn't in Hulk. So I don't understand that. I just hated that characterization of him in that movie as well. Or that he loves fighting, which he actually didn't. In Incredible Hulk, he hated fighting. That was like what separated him from Abomination, because Abomination loved the fight.
Like, the only difference is, like, this goes back to the basis of the comics, right? When Hulk was in, Skaar, he was being celebrated by the people for, him fighting, for, him dominating and that stuff. Whereas in Earth, oh no, everybody's scared for their lives whenever the Hulk, becomes Hulk,
The Hulk did go on a rampage in an African country. Are we just because of the Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
Who knows what he saw in there? So, in Earth's defense.
No.
But to be fair, anything Hulk does in the MCU is nowhere near as bad as what he was doing in the comics, up until the point they put him.
Of course.
Okay, now here's a question for you guys. Let's say tomorrow they announce, okay, we're going to get another Hulk film, all right? What will you do with the Hulk at that
point? Maybe
flesh
out how Skaar was created.
Hang on. Speaking of Skaar, glad you bring that up, because here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do ourselves a favor. The last episode of She-Hulk never happened. Okay? So we can just redo Skaar. we can get this right the first time. So, we go back to planet Skaar, and we can still have, Professor Hulk, right? But we have Skaar, and he's classic Hulk. This is the Hulk that we...
No, we can't have Professor Hulk, man. That's a joke that went on too far.
We can't bring Bruce Banner back to the way he was. But Skaar is his own person, okay? He's his own person. We can have him be the Hulk that we want, Cryptid, okay? We have the technology, all right? So
we also mentioned that Skaar looks freaking ugly in the MCU. He looks so cool in the comic.
We all know that.
I want Skaar with the long hair and the animalistic physique. That's like the Skaar.
Thank you. He looks so much cooler in the comics, and then they're like, "No, we're just gonna make him ugly as hell." And I don't want to hear nothing from the Skaar lovers, MCU Skaar lovers, with that don't exist.
I don't want people to remember. I like most of She-Hulk, but that last episode, that can't be canon to me. I need that gone. I need to. So we get rid of that, and then we do a proper Planet Hulk with Skaar. There you go.
Okay.
The son of Hulk.
All right, then. Any final thoughts before we move on?
I am not going to be rewatching this movie because this movie is kind of bad.
Look, it's not. But that's another topic.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Let's move on to the next one. I'll announce this one. Kraven the Hunter trailer. Damn it, Austin, why couldn't you be here for this one? Okay, in case the audience doesn't know, Austin, his his favorite Spider-Man villain is Kraven. So
yeah, you made me sacrifice Fence for this, by the way, audience. He made me sacrifice talking about Fence for this.
Hey, it was Jake who wanted me to put this up. All right, blame him.
It's a topic. It was a major topic. We can't just not talk about it.
Yeah, you could wait till next week.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, we got the first rated R trailer of it. What do you guys think?
Rated R wise, it's fine. I just not interested in this character.
Can I just say this? I think Russell Crowe has the perfect Kraven voice that should have been for the voice of Kraven of the Kraven we have in this movie.
Question for you,
Cryptid. I forgot.
I can't help but notice Sony has an unhealthy obsession with trying to make the characters likable when they're the villains.
Okay, in Kraven's defense, he did kind of become good because of Kamala Khan in the comics, but
she's not here.
She is not here. I will give you that.
And you don't need to make. I mean, just be creative. This is a supervillain movie, right? Or it should be. It's not, but it should.
I have a question.
So, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm saying, it's a supervillain movie, so maybe have it not even be Kraven's perspective. Maybe be one of the people Kraven's hunting down. That's the perspective. And Kraven's like a horror villain, stalking him through the city and bullying him and shit like that. And he, winds up killing our main character at the end. That could be something, just turning Kraven into a superhero is just, to me.
I have a question for you guys. Based off of this trailer, do you think it's going to be better than Morbius?
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven?
The body I could get used to, but you need Russell Crowe's voice to come out of that body, and then you will have a pitch perfect Kraven.
Okay.
But we're not getting that.
No, you're not. We're getting Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Quicksilver in the MCU and then got offed in the same movie. I'm still salty.
And also played Kick-Ass, in case people needed a reminder.
He also played, I think it was Tangerine in Bullet Train, I believe. Which I like that movie. It was often that one too.
Cool. Okay, but here's another question for you guys in the trailer. We got to see that the villain is going to be Rhino. Now, what do you guys think?
I thought they worked together.
No, I mean, sometimes, but sure. It's a Kraven villain. It's a thing Kraven would get. It's a thing Kraven would kill. Rhino's person that Kraven would hunt, I guess. Absent of Spider-Man. But I don't know. I don't know how Sony could allow something as amazing as Across the Spider-Verse to exist and then also do this. That's what we're killing.
Okay. If I could give a silver lining, right? When it came to Morbius, it was painfully obvious that they included the villain in that movie just so they could have a villain in that movie. I forgot what his name was. He was just another vampire, exactly I guess. No one cares about that guy,
is he even in the comics? Is Milo
he was just
even
there.
in Morbius comics?
It doesn't matter.
It's bad anyway.
Yeah.
You know how bad it is when I get to a whole road to myself on opening weekend.
Yeah, but anyway, he was just there because they needed to have a big final battle at the end. Here, okay, I see some more promise, and he's not a carbon copy of Kraven, so okay, I'd be interested in it. I don't see how they could go bad with it. I mean, they're going more more animal or organic as opposed to what Sony did with Amazing Spider-Man. That giant mech bot. I'll have to see the final design of it. To see how that looks. Which one will be better? The human rhino or the mechanical rhino?
Honestly, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Well, they have their chance to just have Amazing Spider-Man be in the same universe by making an organic rhino. I would have used Andrew Garfield. If I was after No Way Home, I would have brought in Andrew Garfield back and had a universe ability.
No. This isn't going to be the last time we see these characters, definitely. Yeah. Okay, we're going to have the Sinister Six pop up in movies at some point. And they already have Vulture, they already have Morbius.
They have Venom, who's
Kraven,
doing his own thing.
Was he ever in the Sinister
Six?
Six?
He's like adjacent at this point.
I guess, but no, you have Kraven. You might have Rhino. They just need 2 more members. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna bring Electro back anytime soon. Given what Jamie Foxx is going through right now,
he's going through a lot.
I think he's paralyzed right now.
Oh, that's not fun.
I'm blind.
No, that's not fun.
Like, dude, he's damn. Pray for Jamie Foxx. I hope he gets better, man. Wow.
But
yeah.
as far as the trailers, I mean, it's just another whatever Sony movie. This only tells me, well, to me, I have this impression that when Spider-Verse ends, they're gonna milk the shit out of that franchise somehow, because I don't see these movies carrying Sony, unless they stay low budget. So, but it's whatever. Maybe people like this movie. I mean, people liked Venom and it was trash. So
I loved Venom.
I know it's trash.
I liked that it was gay.
Can we talk about how the lion seemingly gave him superpowers? The blood of a lion gave him superpowers.
They'll say that's a were-lion.
A were-lion.
There we go.
I mean, in the universe where he becomes a spider person, Kraven bit a giant spider in Africa, so anything's possible if you put your mind to it.
I suppose so.
And if you're going, like, let's say, based on the Ultimate universe with Kraven, Kraven is like a werewolf lion there.
A were-lion.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kraven. Go Kraven.
Woo!
We'll maybe we'll see how close we feel close to it. I don't know. We'll probably look at it. All right.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's it. Promising start, I'll say. All right. So that's it for media news, guys. Let's move on to comic news. I'll announce this one. Or no, which you do it.
Okay, so apparently I didn't know much about this. But Alyssa Wong, our favorite current Deadpool writer, suck it, Rob Liefeld, is writing a new Captain Marvel run. That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
And I gotta say, I'm glad Marvel's giving her like chances to write other characters like this. That just shows that Marvel sees promise in Alyssa Wong.
I mean, people are liking the Deadpool run, even though I barely see anyone talk about it. Like X Factor all over again.
Sad, but yeah, good for her. I mean, we even got to see like a design for Captain Marvel that's gonna be here. She's sporting a jacket and looks like she has her hair tied in a braid in the back.
We love that.
Like, okay, I could dig this, I don't know what the storyline's gonna be though.
We'll have to wait and see.
But let's have fun with this. What would you want to see out of this run?
Which?
Them to acknowledge Marvel's existence for 5 seconds.
No, which I don't want them to, and here's why. I always get it. Marvel's one of those deaths where I'm impressed that he stayed dead for this long. Okay? And
it's because the way he went out, remember?
Yeah, but I'm afraid that if he gets any traction, Marvel's gonna bring him back to life. I'm gonna be so mad at him. I
hope they never do bring him back, but keep in mind he is in the Groot series, the Groot prequel series right now.
That's the closest you'll see that character getting back.
Characters that die and stay dead that have an impact, that have had an impact, So
like Uncle Ben.
Yeah. He stays a good man. He's a good man.
They can't look at with Gwen Stacy apparently.
No.
Oh, we're actually getting another what if of Gwen Stacy, but a bad version of that story, but we'll
talk about
okay,
that
we'll just
later.
stick there. Yep, we'll stick to Captain Marvel.
But I want I hope they acknowledge. I know they're not going to do it, but if anyone who's read Civil War and is a Marvel stan, if you've read the 2000 the 2000 Captain Marvel series with Marvel in it, and we soon find out that he's actually a Skrull imposter. I hope they acknowledge that, because the last time they acknowledged that was when Knur, that's his name by the way, died. And Novar is probably one of the only people who knows about that, so I feel like Novar should pull up and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember when this happened," or like something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I would like some Knur rep. One of my fave Captain Marvels, even though he was just a Skrull imposter of Marvel. But it makes sense. Knur didn't have a choice, so can only do so much.
Gotcha. You know what character I would like to see in this series that will actually complement Carol? Bring in White Fox.
How will she fit into this?
But keep this in mind. Like both White Fox and Carol, they're both people. They're both women who take their jobs very seriously.
Are you gonna bring White Fox into space?
Yeah, it could be down to earth. Like Carol's not in space all the time. I mean, she has to stay grounded because she's still in the Avengers comic right now. She's leading the Avengers.
Oh, you know what else I would like for them to acknowledge?
What?
The Alpha Flight space program that Carol was the leader of. God, I hated that.
Oh wow! You want them to acknowledge something you hated?
Yeah, because I like Alpha Flight and I want as much Alpha Flight as possible.
Okay.
I am winning right now, okay?
I'm winning.
No, because they released new Alpha Flight stuff.
Okay, what you want Alpha Flight to be led by an American. Okay, all right, good for you.
I am an American and I love Alpha Flight. I'm like the farthest away of Canada that you can get.
A blonde, white American leading Alpha Flight.
I think you forgot. She was the leader of Alpha Flight for a while. And to be honest with you, I prefer Carol leading the team than Mac Hudson, but I don't really want that.
Ooh.
I don't like Mac Hudson at all, and I don't like Carol running the team.
Mm-hmm.
But, she was at least better than Mac ever was, and I stand by that.
Yep.
Anyways.
That's cool. But, yeah. Well, we have a promising start, so. All right. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah, all right. Well, hang on a minute. Maybe cut this out, maybe don't. This was Austin's topic?
Nah, let's talk about it since, hey, I'm going to be picking up this book too, so.
Okay, then Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover to be written by Robert Kirkman in Image Comics. Yo, Joe.
Yeah, nobody should be surprised by this news.
No.
Of course, they're going to capitalize on the movies,
I will probably not read this, but not because I just don't care enough to read this. It's not really anything against them. But Robert Kirkman, I think he's a good writer. I know the TV show Invincible. I don't know his actual comic version that well.
I've read a few of his works aside from Walking Dead. I mean, he did a pretty good story of Marvel Zombies.
Okay. Whoa, hang on. The first one, sure. What about the other ones? Was that him?
Well, he did Marvel Zombies 2 when the zombies came back to Earth, and they went after Wakanda because Wakanda was literally the last place on Earth that had any sort of humans left.
Yeah, that one was kind of but
yeah, no, I will always say that the original Marvel Zombies versus the Evil Dead and Marvel Zombies Resurrection are the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? No. The Ultimate Fantastic Four issue where Reed goes to the zombie universe on accident, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't like Reed Richards in the Ultimate Universe.
This was before he turned evil.
Yeah.
Cool, Reed Richards.
I felt so sorry for those people Magneto was protecting in that Marvel Zombies universe. You know, the two people that Reed brought with him back to the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Only for the Ultimate Universe to get destroyed later on in the incursions.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bless me. But ultimately, like, yeah, it could be fun. It could be good. Like I said, I think we have watched.
It'll give us a preview of what's possible for the movie. Take it that way, you know?
Yeah, we now, for the audience doesn't know, we get together and have movie nights sometimes. So, like, we've watched at movie night, we watched 2 G.I. Joe movies. And G.I. Joe is pretty crazy.
I fell asleep during the second movie night, by the way.
That's because you're not patriotic, witch, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I was tired.
Yeah, but we watched 2 G.I. Joe movies, and so you might think G.I. Joe is just a simple military versus terrorist story. No, it is batshit insane. Okay, if anything,
there was one Joe that was trying to snipe one of the Cobras until he was like, you know what, screw this, I'm doing this American style. So he grabs a missile from the tank and just runs towards the Cobras and throws it with his hand. I'm like, with American style.
And I was like, and it gets to the point where you're like, man, you would think like the Transformers would be so scary to humans, but if they fought the Joes, they'd be terrified. Megatron would be scared. Okay.
I mean, keep this in mind, audience. I think it was Roadblock or whatever who in one of the animated G.I. Joe's movies. He did his barbecue with an incinerator grenade.
These shows are crazy, and the stories are just kind of out of pocket, off the wall, like American like justice. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Give your hearts to America's, Joe, because your butts belong to me.
But like I said, G.I. Joe can be very fun, but I can't like pin down what like a iconic G.I. Joe story is. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like whatever fun idea you can come up with terrorists and army men.
Can I be honest with you? Every
What's
time someone mentions something G.I. Joe, all I think is about buff white men doing buff white men things.
Hey, no, that's actually
and with beard and with mustaches, which don't forget that.
Yeah, they're still buff white men.
Hang on, Wish. That's the best part of G.I. Joe. That's the best part of G.I. G.I. Joe is not a white man organization. It is a very diverse organization. They represent.
I don't know crap about G.I. Joe, so that's all I know about it. I know that there's a pretty diverse team. I watched one of the movies with you guys.
Yeah,
just one of them.
They have blacks, Asians, whites, Native Americans, Japanese. Yeah, black people. Like black people.
Yeah, but I don't know why that was when you just said it like that.
Like Roadblock. Like Roadblock and that stuff.
Yeah, so they have all the colors of the rainbow on Team Joe. And Cobra. And Cobra is usually the all-white organization minus Storm Shadows. But it's that like I said, G.I. Joe is a very inclusive group. It's all about like Americans coming together to face a common enemy. So and this time it's the Decepticons. So we gotta teach Optimus Prime a thing or two about the American spirit. So
that's the message I could get behind.
Yeah, so Robert Kirkman, Transformers, and G.I. Joe crossover. Let's get it.
Yeah, can't wait for that. And I'll definitely be picking it up and reviewing it here. But alrighty, let's move on to the next one. I'll announce this. The wedding of Iron Man and Emma Frost teased.
I thought this was a fever dream. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought this was a fever dream.
Yep, this is going to be the crossover between Iron Man and X-Men comics.
I saw someone in the background that I feel like we should mention. Kamala Khan. We got a Young Avengers cameo. We got a Nate Richards cameo, by the
way. Wait, is Kamala there?
Yeah, she is. Look at the poster. Are you sure? Look at the poster. Look at where Stinger is. Cassie Lang.
Let me double check this. Hold on a sec. Opening up the link.
She is there.
Which poster?
Fuck. Let me find it. Gotta go to Twitter.
I don't see her.
Hold on.
Oh, no, I see her. Yeah, she's with the Young Avengers.
Yeah, just to show,
Huh.
just to really show you that Kamala Khan dying in the first place was a stunt.
So they already spoiled it. Wow. Good eye, witch.
Yeah. Everyone on Twitter has been acknowledging it.
Yeah.
I don't go on Twitter as much as you do, man.
I know, because I at least use social media. Also, I love how the Stefford cuckoos are all like lined up in their pretty white dresses. It's so cool.
Gotcha.
Also, anyway, Exodus is here at the wedding, by the way. I'm like, Exodus, good for you.
Cool.
Why is no one else in wedding outfits? Like, I feel like they should have wedding attire on. Who does this? What kind of wedding do you think this is? You think this is Deadpool and Shikla's wedding all over again?
Nah. And it's not just because this is the same writer who did that whole wedding between Deadpool and Shikla.
Oh my god!
But, can I just
serious?
say?
I was joking.
Yeah, it's Jerry Duggan. He's writing both X-Men and Iron Man at the moment.
Of course, it's the fall of X-Men. God damn it.
Okay. But can I just say? I think I had like a funny theory as to why this wedding's happening. That I told Austin about earlier.
Before you tell me that, I just want to mention to the audience, if you haven't seen this, you should go look at it right now, and you should all acknowledge that Emma Frost looks freaking beautiful in this, and I love the fact that she's using her diamond ability on not only herself but on her dress as well.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty.
That's
I really like how she looks at this.
Yeah.
Okay, now
amazing. Imagine the cosplayer who's going to have to do this.
I know.
Man.
Also, you get a Wiccan and Hulkling cameo, which is really cool.
Cool.
Okay, you can go on.
But anyway, I was talking to Austin about this earlier, right? You know how Iron Man, his brand, how the Sentinels now have Iron Man technology and so now Iron Man's armor is basically the face of mutant supremacy or something like that.
Yeah.
What if this is Iron Man's way of saying, look, I'm not a racist. I'm married to a mutant. You guys can't call me problematic now.
Kingpin, dude.
You can date a mutant. He doesn't have to marry him. That's a bit extreme.
He's going all the way. He's like, my name is being dragged through the mud, and I don't want people using the R word on me. So,
Listen, here's my issue. I think you could actually do something really interesting with Tony Stark and Emma Frost if maybe he and them connect on some level. Me and her, he and her connect on some level that maybe we didn't see before. But I feel like this is a stunt, and that could be fun too. But I'm just saying.
It's a public face sort of stunt, yeah. I still remember the first time I saw those two interact. It was like during Avengers versus X-Men, and Emma Frost. It was actually Emma Frost versus Iron Man, and Emma went full diamond form and punched Iron Man's armor. And in the editor's note, it said, "Fist of Diamond collides with $1 billion suit, $1 billion armor." The most expensive punch in history.
Can we also talk about how because you mentioned Kamala being here, but Spider-Man's also here. So what's that?
Oh, that is so true. I didn't even acknowledge that, but that
is true. What's gonna happen when he sees Kamala again, or does this take place before? What?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is all over the place.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, I just want to know how Scott reacting to this, man. Whoa.
Hey, I got.
Scott and Emma haven't been truly together in forever. You gotta let that go.
Okay, so Scott's settling with Jean at the moment.
Yeah, from what we see.
Okay, I see Jean's standing right next to Wolverine too. So
we all know that they're in a throuple.
Can we talk? Most of the Avengers are smiling, and other than maybe one of the cuckoos, all the X-Men are just scowling, they're in disgust.
Nah, they're saying, "How can you be marrying a mutant supremacist like that?"
No, I just noticed that a lot of the Avengers aren't really smiling either. The only ones that are truly smiling are She-Hulk and Nova.
I think Cap is smiling. It's like a half.
No,
Cap is not smiling. It's just Cap's face.
No,
okay.
Steve is smiling. That's a smirk.
That's an American smirk. Okay.
Yeah, but you can also make the same excuse for like Thor.
No. Thor's cheekbones are going down, so I think that's a frown.
Also, I think it's funny how Billy and Teddy showed up to this wedding, but they couldn't even show up to Wanda's funeral in Trial of Magneto. And Tommy had a whole mental breakdown about it. You got to read Trial of Magneto; it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
But you do get Wiccan content.
And Sam's giving a half-hearted smile. I mean, Captain Marvel, she's like, yeah.
I'm curious. Why?
No, Kate Pride and Sebastian Shaw are smiling as well.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially Shaw.
Is Wanda? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like Colossus's little mustache over here.
His beard. Oh, I love
his beard. His whole.
Oh, that is weird for you to say, Witch.
I love
someone's facial features.
It works for him. It doesn't work for a lot of people. I'm sorry, man. It's a pure fact.
It's because it's the black. It's the black beard that makes it work. It's the black beard.
I mean, it kind of works for Tony because it's not obnoxious, but
okay. As fresh as it looks, though, I have a question. Like, how is his? I guess when he turns metal, the metal doesn't cover his hair, right? I guess that can work.
Nah, he has some billionaire hair product that maintains his hairstyle.
He's like rich.
Man. I'm talking about Colossus.
Oh wait,
yeah, I'm talking about Colossus.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. He's not rich right now. He lost his company. I forgot.
Hang on, guys. I'm talking about Colossus. How does the metal not cover his beard?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
yeah.
Because he's had this beard since at least 2021, to my knowledge. Because he had it for the Hellfire Gala, the first, the superior one.
Oh, I see. Destiny. Is that Destiny in the back?
Yes, it's Destiny with Mystique, which I think is also ironic because if you been on X Twitter for any more than like 20 minutes, you would see that Mystique accidentally off Destiny for some reason. I haven't read that book, but if anyone wants to enlighten me on what actually happens, that's gonna be great. Also, Hope Summers is here.
Hope?
And Firestar is here? I thought she hated the X-Men. Why is she even here? Why was she even an option for the freaking X-Men vote last year? I'm still salty over it. I'm sorry. I wanted Armor to win.
Do they still not like Wanda over there and Krakoa?
No, because after Trial of Magneto, they sort of like her now, yeah.
Oh, so why is she on the Avengers side?
Because she's still an Avenger, technically.
Well, she could be in the middle. She could be the
because technically, from Trial of Magneto, she technically is a mutant now because she faked her death, which is a whole thing that I don't want to get into. Justice for Toad, guys. But no, they put him in the pit because X Factor doesn't know how to do their fucking job. And I love this iteration of X Factor. Besides the point. No, so she's technically a mutant, but at the same time, she's technically not. Don't ask me about Pietro. I'm not getting into Pietro today. This is not a Pietro topic. But technically she is, but technically she isn't. It's weird. I hated Trial of Magneto. It made no sense.
Gotcha.
Okay, well.
But any final thoughts?
I'm just mad that I wasn't invited to the wedding. But,
I know. I wanted to be invited to the wedding of Emma Frost and Tony Stark. What the hell, man?
My best suit.
I know. I could have had something nice on, man.
Here's what I'm expecting from Tony. An Iron Man armor made of diamonds.
That sounds about right.
How about that?
That sounds about right.
I'm just saying, I'm actually, you guys don't know this. I'm actually a mutant. I've actually met the X-Men before. Okay.
Dude, North Star and Kyle are my dads. What are you talking about?
No. I have a book. It's not in this room. It's in my old apartment. It's in my old house. I think somewhere in storage. And my parents got it for me. And it's like one of those like put yourself in the book thing. And so I was a mutant at 3 years old, and I met Jubilee at the mall. It's like the X-Men 90s song.
I love that for you. I love that for you.
And I fought off the Sentinels and saved the X-Men at 3 years old. And then I was offered a position.
Oh my god, at 3 years old? Oh my god.
Yeah, I was offered a position, and I told them, actually, no, I can't join you guys. My friends are waiting for me. And
Bruh.
You know, just saying. I should have been in Krakoa. I should have been at the wedding.
Hey, if maybe Cerebro has you on a backup, like has a backup with you, you know.
Maybe.
Nah, you're on the don't invite list because you made your opinions known on Mutant Kind.
Oh, that is true. That is true. In the first episode.
Listen. I'm just keeping my people in check, okay?
Also, did you guys notice that Emma Frost's bouquet is also diamonds with lilies in it?
Yep.
Also, I wish everyone got wedding outfits. Why is everyone besides like Tony, Emma, and the Stefford Cuckoos are in like their freaking hero outfits?
Which you don't want anybody outshining the bride and the groom, man.
They could have just pulled every man at a freaking award show or like an event and just wear a plain black suit.
Yeah, wish we saw that episode of She-Hulk where they had to tell Jen, "Don't be She-Hulk at my wedding." She was like, "Oh, okay, I know."
Yeah, but this is different.
I love that episode because I didn't watch that episode.
This is not a normie wedding. This is a superhero wedding.
Actually, what you don't know is that Crypt is actually an avid fan of She-Hulk, the MCU show, because he didn't watch it, and so he loves every episode.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah. All right, we've been on this long enough.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, I went on a whole rant.
Okay.
Hey, we all did.
We had fun. But anyway, that's it for the comic news, guys. Now let's go to comic reviews.
Yeah. And if it makes you feel better, this is the last issue of Love Unlimited, Aaron Fischer, Captain America. If it makes you feel better. So
let's go ahead.
Okay. So it starts off with Aaron successfully, he made it out of the facility, which I wish they would have shown him doing that, but you know what? I'm not going to press on them too hard on it. But besides the point. So Aaron meets up with Jeremy at the train tracks, because Aaron Fisher's the Captain America of the railways. We know this. And so Jeremy's like, "Oh, did you get all the answers you wanted from Alchemax? Or did you just wreck the place?" And he's like, "A little bit of both, as you do." And, Jeremy actually apologizes to Aaron, which finally, am I right? And like they're embracing each other, which Aaron, come on, honey, damn, but it's fine. And Aaron's like, "You don't have to apologize. Like, I know what you're trying to do, but this is not the same place that we grew up in. It's like different now." And Aaron says that he understands why he came back and all this other stuff, And it's like, Aaron's like, "Oh, maybe in the future you can come with me and we can like consider a do-over, And Jeremy's like, this is where I belong, homie. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the offer, but I have a community to look out for, which fair enough. And he's like, "Be brave like Glenn was, like you are." And then they kiss, why not? And Aaron's like, "I'll always love you, Jeremy." And Jeremy's like, "I love you too." And Aaron leaves on one of the trains. And so we go back to the Roger Aubrey Center, which was in the first issue, if you guys remember from the first issue. And so Aaron is explaining what happened to Steve and Sam. So, yeah. And Aaron apologizes for not contacting them, but it was his fight. Technically, it wasn't really a Steve-Sam fight. I mean, they could have been there, but, come on, this is an Aaron Fisher story. This isn't a Steve, Rogers, Sam Wilson story, And Steve's like, "We're not mad at you, homie. That's what, if that was what you're afraid of." And in classic Sam liking Aaron Fisher fashion, he does say that they were impressed, which is really cool. Pretty cool. And they hang out by the coffee stand, which, why don't we have one of those? Why can't we have one of those, man? Like, come on, man. And so Sam is like, "Oh yeah, we'll just clean up all the mess and make sure it doesn't happen again," which, knowing comics is probably going to happen again, just like in real life. And then Sam's like, "Oh yeah, yours probably wasn't the only town being experimented on, like I just said." So a quick random nitpick, but in this panel that I'm seeing right now, Steve, like, they forgot to color some of the stripes and Steve's gloves, so right now he's just Captain Finland, in this white and blue. Keep in mind, they don't do it for any of the other panels. I guess I don't know. It just, it happens. There's like coloring mistakes all the time, so I'm not gonna give them too much crap, And so going back to it, Steve was like, "I hope you found some peace, helping the place where you grew up." And he was like, "Did you visit any family?" And Aaron's like, "No, I mean, I guess I was just ran out of time, because if you know anything about this character, he doesn't want to see his family again because of how awful they were to him, especially his dad." Which, fair enough. If I was in his situation, I wouldn't want to see my family too. It's a long story. Don't worry about it. And so Sam was like, "You did good, kid. But we still have to talk about what happened to you at the plant." If you guys remember, he did get powers, which, like I said, we don't know the full extent of his powers at the moment because, he did just literally get them. Yeah. And so Steve was like, "Our doctors analyzed your newfound abilities. Whatever happens has changed you maybe forever. But as far as we could tell, it hasn't affected your health, so that's cool." Oh, they forgot to color Steve's gloves in this too. It's okay. And so, Steve was like, "Oh, you surrounded yourself with like some sort of kinetic field. Like, what are you, Gambit?" I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that, but whatever. It appears you can absorb kinetic energy and maybe with some training, redirect it. I don't know. Maybe he could hang out with Gambit because kinetic energy, whatever. And Sam's like, "A living shield, huh? That fits, And Steve's like, "We promise, Aaron, that we will be with you every step of the way as you develop these powers. Yeah, you have a long road ahead, but you need to learn control, discipline, if you want to be an Avenger someday. That is." And like, I love this little panel of Aaron being like he's like, "Oh my god," and you just see a little OMG in his mouth. It's funny. He's like, "Wait, really?" And then Sam was like, "Someday." Which I thought was hilarious. That's probably my favorite part of this whole issue. And so, he's like, "What you said to me at the dedication ceremony, Steve, I thought about it a lot, He's like, I've always been a wanderer, like, go help wherever I can. Like, because, yeah, he travels around a lot. He's never in one place at the same time. And he says that he wanted to help people like how Glenn helped him. And like how Jeremy is helping the kids back at his home, like back at home and all this other stuff. And Sam's like, "I guess you're a superhero after all. Welcome to the world." He's like, "OMG, OMG, OMG," I freaking love this panel too. This was so cute. And so, Steve and Sam are about to leave and they're like, "We'll be in touch, soldier." And Sam's like, "Keep pissing off the billionaires," which I love that. I love that so much. And they say that they're proud of him. And then Aaron gets his phone and he calls Stryker. If you guys know who Stryker is, that's cool. And he sets up a little date with Stryker, like, for that night. So that's pretty cool. And that's where the issue ends. And like I said in the first issue, I wish that he would have actually talked to someone who has experienced something, like some of the stuff that he's experienced, like with like homelessness and all this other stuff. Jean-Paul. But, other than that, I really liked it. It was really cute. It expanded his character a bit more, even if it wasn't like super in deep, like a full ongoing series. But you know what? From what I know, at least this series is better than Captain America Cold War.
There you go. But
the salt just keeps getting added to my wound.
Could be worse.
No, I love the last
crap, I forgot we're the same height. Oh my god, we're the same height. I can cosplay Aaron Fischer now, guys.
Oh, okay. I was like, who? We've been.
I can cosplay Aaron Fischer, guys. Oh my god.
Show us those cosplay pics and put them on the social medias if you want. But,
yeah, if I actually do it.
Right. But I'm glad you had fun with this series. It sounds like you really.
It was short, but it was good. I liked it. I still don't like Jeremy that much, but I get why Aaron still wants to keep in contact, I guess. But that's just me personally. I'm like, why would you ditch? You know what? It's like, I'm not gonna go on this rant again, dude. I'm not gonna go on this rant again because I will continue. But I liked it. I hope that they give like little stories to the other Captain Americas from the United States of Captain America, because I think there's a couple from that book that I think could get some love. Like, I remember there's this one Captain America from like I think the second or third issue that could be in like at least the Marvel Voices Pride, not Pride, I can't remember the name of like Heritage, the one with all the indigenous characters. I think that'll be cool. I know there's a couple others, so that's cool. But no, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Unlike Cryptid, who can't get over the fact that we got more information about this character. At least Austin came around for the most part.
Yeah, but we gotta save Cryptid strength for later because he's gonna have words to say.
Good luck, Cryptid.
Oh yeah.
We wish you luck.
All right.
But for now,
all right, guys.
For now, we're swinging into action with Amazing Spider-Man number 27.
You guys thought you were done with Amazing Spider-Man after that last arc?
Never.
Well, let's move on to the next one, because I have a personal stake in this one too, because guess what? It's the return of Doc Ock!
Hey.
Yay. Alright, so basically this issue starts off with, Spider... And now keep this in mind, this was after the last issue where Kamala dies and that stuff, right? So you have Spider-Man and Black Cat, they're doing their patrol in New York City. Felicia is really worried about Peter, so much so that she actually hires Shocker, to do some roughing around on the streets so that Spider-Man could, release some aggression, Like, wow, you have to rig his own fights, Felicia. Damn.
Hey,
that's a girlfriend.
He's trying to help.
Yep, that's a girlfriend for you, Good. You got yourself a good one, Peter. Don't mess this up.
He will.
Oh crap, we know you're gonna mess it up.
He's gonna mess it up. We know this.
Gotcha. But anyway, so Peter defeats Shocker, and while this is all going down, we get back to Norman Osborn.
Oh God.
And this is a little treat for all you guys who's been catching up with the Gold Goblin series, because this pretty much picks up directly after what happened in the Gold Goblin series. You see, we gotta point this out. Norman, he's completely good right now. He's turning a new leaf, this and that. But unfortunately, at the end of his Gold Goblin run, he was fighting off against the Goblin Queen there. And in order to save like a couple of lives that were about to be killed from her, Norman Osborn inadvertently kills her. He thought he was tying her up, like, with a chain, to bring her back, but unfortunately that chain reached up to her neck.
Oof.
So Norman is like looking at this. And on top of the fact that, he now knows that Kamala only joined up with only took a job at Oscorp so that she could keep tabs on him. So now Norman's like feeling even more horrible about himself. The fact that no matter what happens, it seems like people around him just die.
I mean,
like, oh man. It's real genuine feelings with Norman. He's definitely getting worried, and just him taking someone's life, that really hits him really hard. He's trying to turn a new leaf. He's trying to be a hero, but god dang, does killing somebody just makes him feel worried that he's going to eventually go back to his Green Goblin ways.
Yeah.
Damn. But and now he has to just kind of convince himself he had to. He had to stop her, otherwise she would have killed people. She would have killed Spider-Man.
Man hasn't suffered enough.
I know. But speaking of suffering, we end up going back to Peter Parker as he's returning back to his apartment. Still sulking. He's really affected by the death of Kamala Khan.
Can I bring up one thing real quick that bothers me?
Yeah.
Why does Peter Parker, like, he has Kamala's mask so that the audience...
I was about to...
That's kind of
like, dude, Dude, shouldn't you give that to Miles? So
Literally,
give it to her.
No,
family?
no, hang on. Forget Miles. Give it to her parents.
Give it to her
But Peter-
family, man. Like, for real. Like, this is kind of weird.
Their
As
child.
the only one who thought this was weird.
Yeah.
Oh, like no. Keep this in mind. Kamala's family doesn't know that Kamala's Miss Marvel.
Well, tough fucking luck. She's dead.
Like, at least let them know a decent they're gonna have to find out eventually.
Right.
Or do they?
Yeah, I guess.
How quickly does it take to resurrect somebody in Marvel? Come on.
It's better to just
She'll be
let them
fine.
believe.
We literally
It's
saw
better.
the freaking Tony Stark Emma Frost wedding picture.
It's better to just let them believe that their child ran away and never came, or was kidnapped off the street by some weirdo, or something. You know?
It's hard to believe that not one member of her family doesn't realize that she's Miss Marvel. I think doesn't her mom find out?
Yes, but the thing is that got retconned during. Well, both her parents got mind wiped during the Solid op-ed run of Miss Marvel,
Sounds about right.
so they don't know.
Maybe
Nobody in Kamala's family know.
Maybe at this moment they think that she's on a trip in her favorite rocket ship.
Rather than Peter creepily laying in bed with the mask of this teenage girl, how about we have a scene of him maybe thinking about what he's going to say to the parents, because they have to know.
And or at least start off with the champions, get that practice in.
I mean, there was a potential of a Kamala and Miles ship. I just want to add that. So, God dang it, Peter.
I prefer Kamala and Miles over to Gwen and Miles. I'm just gonna say that here right now.
Definitely. Same here.
Yeah.
Oh, same here. I champion that ship.
Yeah.
Miles' love interest in the comics. I just forgot her name. If the audience knows, then please.
Cryptid, I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Cryptid.
It wasn't intentional, by the way. But yeah, so here goes Peter sloping over Kamal's mask, and he eventually just falls asleep in his bed with Kamal's mask right next to his pillow.
That's weird. That's so weird.
Okay, but anyway, as he's sleeping, that's when a mechanical tentacle crawls up his bed and
that seems like
slowly
shit, dude. That's some hentai shit right there.
I know. The tentacle goes in and brings up the blanket to cover Peter.
Oh,
and that's when you find. Yep, that's when you find out that it's Otto Octavius's tentacles.
Also,
that's also weird.
I'm sorry. I want to add this one thing. I'm so sorry. Where the fuck is MJ? Go comfort Peter. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the hell is happening in this book? What?
Is MJ still with Paul? Like, I see no reason at that point,
Oh, she deeply cared for Paul, though. You don't understand. It was a
I don't give a fuck about Paul.
Whatever. Like, bro, you forget your relationship to Peter prior. You've known him for the longest time. The least you could do is go over there and check, or maybe set up like a time to talk. Like maybe at a funeral or something, you could talk or something. Maybe you don't have to go to his apartment, but no.
Yeah.
Whatever. Peter's feels guilt, but whatever. Okay, Doc Ock. It's Doc Ock's.
Okay. So Doc Ock tentacles, because in case you guys didn't read Amazing Spider-Man 700, it was revealed that Otto's tentacles actually have an infatuation with Peter.
What the?
Yeah. That's how Peter's been able to survive a lot of his battles with Doc Ock, because subconsciously the tentacles have been preventing Doc Ock from killing Peter.
Yes, because as we know, Doc Ock scales above Spider-Man in terms of power. Yes.
Okay, so here's his tentacles, coming in to check up on Peter, making sure he's nice and comfy in bed. And as the tentacles is leaving, that's when Doc Ock appears and lets it out in the open. He knows his tentacles have been disobeying its master. Oh, you've been a bad set of tentacles, haven't you?
Hey. That's weird. That's weird.
It's okay because
you won't.
This is some hentai shit.
it's okay because I'm going to be Superior Spider-Man soon, so then none of this matters.
Yep.
So weird.
If you thought I will forgive your betrayal, have I got a surprise for you, my precious metal friend?
That's so weird. That's so
and then
weird.
he pushes a button. And turns off his tentacles. So next page we have is the tentacles waking up. And I just want to read this dialogue because this is creepy as shit coming out of Otto. Okay. When I was a young man, I fell in love with a goddess. They called her Radiation. The atomic song.
Good for you.
Her beauty was so holy, no man could see her. Her form so sacred, no man could touch her. So I became more than a man. I built you, connected to my spinal cord, all so I could touch her.
Ew.
So I could feel her. And oh, how she tickled me. Does I want to bang Radiation?
Gross.
No.
That is gross, Cryptid.
That's not even him.
Yeah,
that's Zeb Wells, bro.
Does Zeb Wells have some weird fantasies that he needs to get off his chest? Like I'm like, I'm here, dude. You can just hit me up.
Listen.
Weird.
Listen,
you don't. Okay. Go ahead, Jake.
Everybody was saying that maybe it's the editors is the reason that the last arc was so terrible, but now I'm fully convinced Zeb Wells just sucks. I think he just terrible.
Zeb Wells doesn't watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Zeb Wells. I don't mean you suck as a person. I don't know you as a person.
Maybe.
All right. As a writer, this is not your best work. I'm just gonna let you
know. Okay.
Didn't he go on
you know what this...
he hates Peter Parker?
You know what this kind of reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of another controversial writer on a mega-selling book, Tom King's Batman. Because during his run, right, like, what got me interested in his run was the arc where Batman was going to team up with Penguin. I thought, okay, that's pretty epic. You know, Batman trades in his avian partner with another avian-themed partner, Penguin. And what do I get when I open up that first issue? It is implied that Penguin fell in love and married a bird.
What the fuck?
That's so weird. I'm getting those same vibes with Otto in here as he's describing Radiation. You know?
So weird, Cryptid. Why are you reading?
Yeah. I want to see if he can make me hate Otto in this. Like,
that's so weird.
Can he bring me to my breaking point? I wonder. Okay, but anyway,
it's weirder than Peter crying with a dead teenage girl.
That's also weird. This book is so weird.
Yes.
Okay. But anyway, so we're back to Otto pretty much chaining up and interrogating his tentacles. He's like saying, so I had a feeling you've been betraying me all this time. All the battles I've had with my arch foe, Spider-Man, only to come to realize that you're the one that's holding me back. Not this time anymore. I got a new pair of tentacles.
Oh.
Why are you reading this book, Cryptid?
Otto, okay, which...
I think Zeb Wells might have some psychological problems that he needs to discuss.
Oh.
I guess. But, okay, let me just talk about his new tentacles, because I would like to think they don't have an editor's note in this, but I would like to think that the chemicals that Valentine gave Otto in the Deadpool book are what allowed Otto to get these new upgrades, his new set of tentacles. Because they have now, like, this slime goo in them. They have, what do you call those? Those, like, little suction cups on actual octopuses? Let's just call them suction cups for now.
Sure.
Okay, but anyway, so you know how, like, in Otto's, like, you know, the design for his tentacles, you see, like, little lines on his, on those mechanical limbs?
Mm-hmm.
Almost like chains? Okay, now they have goo running in them, so now they could separate and form like little octo slime ball mechanical objects now.
Okay.
Yeah, really weird. The
This is a
tentacles
weird
now
book.
emit slime. The tentacles emit slime.
Cryptid.
Yeah.
This is some hentai shit. I have probably seen this on Twitter in a hentai comic. Don't ask what my Twitter is like. Just acknowledge it and just move on.
Okay, let the audience know that Witch knows his hentai.
I know some, not all.
Okay.
But no, Cryptid,
But
this is
anyway,
weird. This is weird.
I know.
Peter with basically like holding Kamala's mask, so like after she died, and not like informing her friends about this and all this other stuff. A major creep, and then the shit with Doc Ock. This is weird. This is creepy.
Oh, I know. And Otto's first action with his new tentacles are to destroy his old ones.
This is creepy.
As like all the little Octobots that came out of his slime tentacles go and crack all off the old tentacles. Oh man, you kind of feel bad for them.
Oops.
Okay, but anyway,
you're not really.
That's when you get.
Oh, I dropped something. Ignore that.
Gotcha. But anyway, you get back to Peter and Norman, and Peter's kind of like there as a comforting Norman throughout these times, being a voice of reason and all that stuff. And Norman's really grateful for this. But then you go back to Ravencroft, where the Goblin Queen's body is supposed to be cremated, but the morticians there are like, you know what? Nah, this is a beautiful body that we could learn a lot from. So we're not cremating her. And how do you think that goes?
Awfully.
Goblin Queen.
Weird.
Yep. Goblin Queen comes back to life, snaps their necks, and like, I'm going after you, Norman, and you too, Peter.
What does Peter Parker do?
Yeah, all goblins hate Peter, Witch. There's never a good goblin.
Creepy with
goblins.
Give him a break.
All goblins hate Peter, and so do all the editors. It seems like,
and some writers.
And some writers.
Okay. But anyway, so you cut back to Jameson as he's complaining about the recent newspaper. Asking them to retract like a front page headline where Otto's tentacles were briefly controlling Jameson for a time. But as he's complaining, he gets a knock on his door. And guess who it is? Otto's tentacles.
Yep.
Oh my god, it comes to Jameson like all beaten down, broken, sparks flying out of it. Basically almost like a sad puppy at that point.
This is so weird, dude.
I know. So yeah, that's how the issue ends. So the next issue is going to be about Otto facing off against both Peter Parker and Gold Goblin with his new tentacles.
I don't smoke cigarettes. It's just not a thing I do. But this issue, when you were describing it, makes me want to smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna hit up someone I know who smokes, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, hand me one." What the fuck was this issue?
Oh. Yeah, that's another reason for you to hate Zeb Wells. Like, if I take up smoking, it's because of you, Wells.
I become an alcoholic. I'm blaming you, Zeb Wells.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a decent amount of alcohol at my disposal at the moment.
And Zeb Wells, I don't hate you, but you should probably not write a Spider-Man book.
Maybe you should go to therapy. Thought about that. Go to therapy.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus
but
Christ,
yeah,
this issue was awful. So creepy.
All right, guys.
Creepy older men, which
if you have to summarize this issue in like a couple words, like one or a couple words, what would it be?
Oh, let's see. Rated M for mature. Let's put it that way.
I would just say creepy, but
Okay.
All right. So,
anyway.
Okay, so we are at the 12 o'clock mark, but we're going to remove Void Rivals because that was a
Austin's pick, and he's not here.
Okay. Is there anything
Also,
let's go to.
It's 9 o'clock for me, even though it's 12 p.m. for them.
Yes.
Gotcha. Which you want to talk about, Briar?
Yeah, let me turn on my light real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So we're skipping Captain Marvel and Black Panther?
Okay, let's skip Black Panther but we'll keep Captain Marvel.
Okay. Which, when you're ready, reintroduce the topic. Like we didn't talk about it before.
I get to talk about my things now?
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna be talking about Briar number 4 by Chris Cantwell. If you know some of the stuff he wrote, one of the recent ones that comes to memory is that Namor mini that he wrote, which I liked besides like one minor part, but that's not important. So he also wrote a book for Boom Studios. It's called Briar. Think of a post-apocalyptic version of Sleeping Beauty, right? The character's name is not Aurora, it's Briar Rose, which thank goodness, because I already am in love with one comic book character named Aurora. I don't need two at the moment, but yeah. So yeah, basically instead of the prince kissing her to wake her up, basically he just marries her and just destroys the world that they live in. So yeah, spoilers because but you should definitely go read this book. It is so good. It's so good. Anyways, starting with the issue. So we see a image of Briar, basically what it looks like drowning, but if you know, she's not actually drowning. And so then, she's trying to wait, she's drifting away and all this other stuff. So we cut to the next page where Briar is being carried away by this one assassin guy. I don't know his name, but he has a helmet with an eyeball as a third eye, which whatever. So basically there's a whole bunch of fire and all this other stuff. And I should probably mention that Briar has been hanging around these two characters named Spider and Roop, who Roop is my favorite character, and you will be seeing a reference to him when this video
Describe Roop for the audience.
So basically he grew up with the some witches or whatever, which are taking place of the good fairies from the original story. And he was going to be sacrificed in the last issue, but Briar and Spider were like, nah, you're coming with us, little witch boy. I love him so much. I love him so much. And he's trying his best to practice his magic and all this other stuff. And keep in mind, so far, he has not worn a shirt this entire time. He's only wearing this skirt and some shoes. So that will be referenced when this episode comes out. But besides the point, going back to it, we see that guy with the helmet with the eyeball in it carrying Briar away into the blazes, And so Spider is fighting some of the other guys that came with that original guy, and Roop is scared out of his mind. Valid. So we also cut back to Briar just drifting away in this water, and we see this ominous voice being is telling her to just die, just I'll protect you, don't worry about it. And so, while Spider is fighting for her life, some fire breaks off a part of a tree and it murders the guy, R.I.P. I guess, but you're kind of a jerk, You're ruining my thruple situation at the moment. And so Spider gets Roop. He gets on her back, and they're trying to get through the fire. But keep in mind, Spider, she's a ice elf kind of. It's a bit complicated, so obviously she's not gonna heat all that much. So, and they're trying to find Briar because she was just knocked out and carried away by this weird creepy guy with an eyeball on his helmet. Why is there so many creepy people in comics recently?
Creepy older men, right?
Yeah, and so we cut back to Briar in this waterscaping. I trusted you, Grendrid. I loved you. And Grendrid is and I loved you, child. 'Tis why sleep I chose and not a grave. Which, fair enough, I guess. Why not? So I'm Grendrid is technically the Maleficent character, but more Maleficent from the Maleficent movies rather than the original. But it's a bit harder to describe. But so that's why I'm recommending everyone to read it. It's from So, cutting back to Spider and Roop. I don't know why Roop can't walk for himself. Like, I need to reread the 3rd issue. It's been a while, okay? It's been a while because they don't release it every month, apparently. I didn't realize this book came out in April. But, yeah, that's how bad it was. But going back to it. So we see some of, like, the little dwarves from the previous issue, And so one of them is like, blow the freaking channel dams, like blow them up. We need the water. And the guy who's giving the orders, he just dies. He just flops down on the ground dead. R.I.P. I guess. But anyways, we see the dam go kaboom. Well, without the B, so you could probably, and with a W somewhere in there. Don't worry about it. So yeah, that gets destroyed. Lovely. And so we cut back to Briar at all. Back again. She's like, no love at all, godmother. And Grendrid is like, call it what you will, but this world is now mine, forever mine. So basically we can assume that she also like has something to do with the mess that we're in. I mostly blame that prince guy that married Briar. That's who I'm blaming for most of this because he was awful. But whatever. So, okay, we cut back to our favorite duo at the moment, and they find Briar and the creepy guy with the weird helmet. And so Spider goes to attack the guy, and she's like, stop, you scoundrel napper, because he basically kidnapped Briar for stupid reasons. Don't worry about it. And so Roop is like, by the order of Dorcas, I command you, else you bewitched. And like the guy is like, oh yeah, they're dead, homie. I don't know what you want from me. And then Roop, he's like, slain? Oh.
Aww.
I know. And he's just standing there. He's like kind of shocked. He's like, oh, slain? Yeah, and the guy's like, yeah, don't you see? You've got no place in this tale. And I'm like, that's mean. What did Roop do to you? He's just trying to live with no shirt on and a skirt. Trying to learn some necromancy, okay? Like, let the boy live. Like, damn, Anyways, we cut back to Briar and Grendrid real quick. And Grendrid is like, Briar's like, keep your poisonous care, for I have waked. And Grendrid is like, do not fight it, Briar Rose. It is true that in slumber you are safer. I keep you safe. Remember, like, what I said at the beginning of this? Yep. Spider is fighting the weird creepy guy. Keep in mind, he's only fighting her. He's fighting Spider with one hand and holding Briar in the other. And Roop is like, Spider, like, look, Hold on, I gotta turn the page. Why did I hold my comic like this? This is awful. And so we see the dam, all the water from the dam just like are like whoof, they just all come all at once. But they're able to get Briar back, so that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry, Briar actually wakes up because if you guys read this book, she has a lot of trauma when it comes to sleep, which fair enough. I wish I could talk about the first 3 issues, but I could do that later. Yeah, she wakes up and she's obviously freaking out, and Spider's like, "Don't worry, homie, you got like we're here for you. We got you, bro." This is my current favorite throuple in comics, which is Briar, Spider, and Roop. Which I'm sad that Roop doesn't have a name that rhymes with those two, but whatever, I'll live. My favorite throuple at the moment. But if you cut Roop out of the throuple and just make it a sapphic couple, I won't be mad at that either. I won't be mad.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry, she's okay. She gets comforted by Spider, which is a really cute scene. I really liked it a lot. It was like really nice and tender for how short it was, But going back to it, they get out of the water, and Roop sees some nightshades, which is important for what he needs to do for his spells. And keep in mind, they're outside of like this city that Briar used to like live for the most part. Yeah. Well, no, I lied. So basically it was made by her ex-husband and like some other guy. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so basically Roop, Briar, and Spider, they go back And keep in mind, at the gate, there's like a whole bunch of skeletons, like a lot of skelly bones, you know, which not fun. So Roop assembles a skeleton and he puts all the nightshade flowers in there and he like does a spell and like a ritual and nothing happens. But don't worry, we'll figure out what happens later. You know, Spider's just like, dude, you need to like not. And that's okay. That's okay. And he's like, maybe the nightshades are a little too wet because remember he found them in the water and he didn't want them to be flooded away so that he could do the spell. So don't worry about it. So the guards are just laughing and one of them's like, oh crap, you know? And we see the people from earlier, you know, the creepy guy with the weird helmet. Yeah, we see him again. And Roop is obviously like upset that his spell didn't work. And Spider's like, it's okay, homie. Like, don't worry about it. And so, yeah, those creepy guys pull up, and guess what happens? Guess what happens? I want you to guess.
What?
They shoot Roop in the shoulder. For no reason.
Oh, wow.
For no reason. So he falls. Don't worry. He's just going to lay there for a bit. But, you know, Briar and Spider are still up and fighting. You know, they can fight. So they're going to fight these people because they're jerks and they're creepy. You know, and they're doing pretty well for themselves. Besides when the creepy guy with the weird helmet stabs Spider through, like, the chest. Which, wow, that's homophobic of you, dude. During Pride Month, too? Damn.
Oh,
like,
double whammy.
Don't worry. She's going to lay there for a little bit. So, apparently, the last thing that you needed for that spell that Roop was trying to do was blood. So, some of Roop's blood is obviously trickling down onto the ground. And so the skeleton comes back from the dead as a skeleton. He's still a skeleton, but he's back from the dead. It's great. So, you know, the guy runs away. Just kidding, I lied. But so the skelly bones like goes up and like puts up a pretty good fight for a skeleton. And so the creepy guy's like, "We go now, girl." And Briar's like, "Never." And then he's like, "Girl." And then he gets shot in the neck by an arrow from the guards up top, which is the funniest panel out of this entire issue, by the way. It's just like he's trying to have this like conversation with Briar before he takes her away again. And then it's just like, shoot, arrow. And then it's like he gets unalived by Briar. Which
not even the decency of allowing him to have final words. They have to go right through the throat.
Yeah. So basically, if you wanted to know that creepy guy's last words is she watches you, girl. And Briar's like, good, my message then. I'm coming for you, Grendred mother. And just murders the guy. Have I mentioned I love this book? If I cosplay any female character, it's going to be Briar from this book, by the way. But besides the point. So, the skelly bone guy is good. You know, he's just vibing. And so, some guards open the gate and they go check up on the on Spider and Roop. Don't worry, they're fine. One is in better condition than the other because one got stabbed, shot through the shoulder blade, and the other one got stabbed like right through like the long gut area. You get the idea. But don't worry, they're fine. They're resting. You know? So Briar takes out the needle necklace that Spider was wearing and puts it back in her shirt, you know, so that it's all good. And so this one guard comes in and he says, a friend to Captain Bligh is a friend to Windcross. And then Briar's like, why not welcome me as wife of Rodion, your beefcake champion, as I first so claimed. Oh, like, Jesus Christ, I love this. And then the Skelly Bones guy was like, she did not lie. She swings her blade, spelled with a Y. Don't ask questions. He's a Skelly Bone, so his language is gonna be different. And tongue with truth. And the guard guy was like, yes, hence this oath sent from the governor. We welcome the betrothed of our second greatest hero and prince, and give our deep apologies for ever doubting you, our clear royal highness. So what do you think Briar does? Do you think that she smirks and she's like, thank you, you know? Do you think she does that?
Ain't gonna be inviting anybody to a tea party, I can assure you.
No, she punches the guy, like does an uppercut to the guy and spits on him. And Briar's like, keep your fortress hideaway and it's shit buckets. I walk my own path. And Spider wakes up and she's like, I walk with you. And the other two are like, and I. And the guard guy's like, but our dear captain. And the Skelly Bones guy is like, silence, you soft piglet. I go where heroes go. And I'm like, slay. Go off, king. And so our four now leave. And the Skelly Bones guy is like, to where, Briar Rose? And she's like, to Grendrid, for I am awake. And so she sleeps soon. And that's where the issue ends. Which, you know, what I like about Boom Studio Comics from what I've read is that they put all the ads for their books at the end of the book. Mm-hmm. I like that. But in conclusion, I love this book so much and I recommend everyone to read it. I'm trying to get my friend who loves everything Sleeping Beauty to read this book because I think she'll like it. Shout out to my homie Ariel, you know who you are. But no, I really liked it. I'm kind of excited for what's going to happen next. My one main nitpick is that for the cover, instead of putting Grendrid, they should have put like Roop or something, which I think that would have fit a bit better. But you know what? That's okay. I will live. You know, it's whatever. But no, I can't wait to wait another 2 to 3 months just to read issue 5.
Hopefully the wait will be worth it. Which,
I hope.
You know,
because, yeah, Chris Cantwell, do me justice. If you're not gonna give me money, then at least release issue 5. But no, I like it. I recommend it to literally everyone. So go read Briar from Boom Studios. Give Boom Studios your money. If it's not at your local comic book shop, I don't know. Tell them to get it for you because it's so good. Yeah, they should have it. You know, they should have it. But
right. So we still have time to make our quota. One of these has to be short. So Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll make the Captain Marvel one really short. This is really just the finale of Kelly Thompson's run. So yeah, Captain Marvel number 50, audience. This don't ask too many questions, but Carol's grieving over the loss of her sister that was created like recently, sacrificing herself to save Carol and the rest of the X-Men. So yeah, she's feeling down, and that's when you have Jessica Drew, who's like, let's throw Carol's secret surprise party to kind of cheer her up and that stuff. So, which was pretty fun. It was a nice idea. You get some cameos like from the Young Avengers to West Coast Avengers here to even Champions. So, you know, this cheers Carol up, especially. I like the part where one of the guests just ended up being Miss Marvel, of all people.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. So you get this funny three-way interaction between Carol, Kamala, and who else? Monica Rambeau. And Kamala's like, you know, so energetic. She's so happy that she got invited to this party, and she's like, you know, bringing those two in the back, saying, "We should make this. We should make this a weekly thing. The three of us together, you know, having fun and chit chatting since we're all Marvels." Too soon, guys. Too soon.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. We dealt with already so many creepy things, and then we have to deal with this shit.
A couple months as well.
Creepy.
Okay, but anyway, like this issue is just really about like, you know, Carol. You know, her family comes for her in this. You know, at a time when she really needs it, and of course, you know, why not? You know, since you're bringing everybody important in her life at this moment, why don't you bring in Rhodes? You know, Rhodey. And of course, they kiss, they make out, they sleep with each other, and yeah, happily ever after at the end. Kamal doesn't want to bring up the fact that, yeah, she was in the future, and she had the pleasure of meeting Rhodey's daughter, but she doesn't want to bring up the fact that, yeah, she's not the mother of that child.
She also doesn't want to bring up the fact that she's dead.
Oh.
All right. Let's get to the next one.
All right. Captain America Cold War Omega finale.
Good luck, Cryptid. I wish you all the luck.
Oh boy.
Sending you good vibes. Sending you good vibes. You got this.
Cryptid, on the plus side, it did just shit on Steve at the end, though. They
that's good. That's good.
They patched.
I'll say this. This issue didn't make me as angry as the last issue did, so that's plus. Let me talk about what happened. So yeah, this issue opens up with Ian monologuing about trauma and explaining that this and that out of nowhere. And while that's going around, back on Earth, it's being invaded by the Fox. And I'm talking about like Annihilation Wave style. You have Toki. Yep. Fox? You have the Fox, the alien species that's in Dimension Z. The ones that are being controlled by a white wolf.
Like the animal fox.
Nah.
Okay, never mind.
Nah. Yeah, I know it sounds the same. PHROX.
Okay.
Fox.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that because I was confused.
Gotcha. But anyway, so Japan's being invaded, the Senegal's being invaded, London's being invaded, the United States is being invaded. So now this event has gone to the point where the whole world is at jeopardy from White Wolf. And I just love this panel where Bucky is, coming up to White Wolf saying, hey, this wasn't part of the deal. And White Wolf's like, dude, what did you expect? Like, you put a wolf in the throne? He's still a wolf. I did not plan on the world being invaded. Oh, if you continue this, me and you're going to have problems. Yeah. Your threats mean nothing to me. Now watch as I make your friends into chew toys. Take them away, guards. So, yeah, it's now up to Steve, Sam, Misty, and Sharon to save the day. And, because Sam's leading this team, since, Steve is what it is. He makes the logical decision that, okay, look, I'm way too close to White Wolf to the point where I might rip his head off if I interact with him. And Steve, you're going to hold back your punches against Bucky. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to switch partners. But Steve and Misty, you go after White Wolf. Me and Cher will go after Bucky. And wow, can I just say, I'm glad Sam is being the mature one here, because when he said to Steve that, yeah, you will hold your punches against Bucky, I'm like thinking to myself, Steve held nothing back when he was close to punching a hole in Sam's chest a couple issues ago.
That's not Bucky.
But no, here's what I find funny about that, right? Okay, so look at this scenario. So in Steve's eyes, Sam is preventing Steve from saving his son, which is why he's going full force and not holding back his punches.
Right.
But if given the chance to go after to be in front of his son's actual kidnapper, he's going to hold back.
Yes, because that's his friend. That's his best friend. Okay.
That's how it sounds like, dude. Steve has been with Sam longer than he's been with Bucky.
Has he?
Yes,
yeah,
in comic continuity.
Remember, when Bucky was dead, Sam basically low-key took his place, and they've been on more adventures.
Yeah, I've always thought
and Bucky only came back in 2005, give or take.
Well, no, I just thought
that
back in the olden days that was his Robin. I thought they had, I thought they were closer or whatever.
Did he die in the 30s, like the 30s or the 40s?
Yeah. You gotta think of it this way, Jake. Steve and Bucky were partners for about 5 years at most during World War II. Bucky's been dead for a good 60 years up until he got revived as the Winter Soldier. And during that time, when Steve was in the present, around the 60s or 70s, that's when he partnered up with Falcon. And so, yeah, you're talking about a good 40 years of continuity with Steve and Falcon as teammates.
Okay. All right.
Just go along with it. Just trust the process.
No. That's fair. Okay. Well.
Okay. So, anyway, they go with this plan, and they agree with it. And let me go up to, like, Sam and Sharon fighting off against Bucky, because it's not just Bucky, it's also Peggy that Sharon's going to be fighting too. And out of nowhere, Sharon's like, you know what? I got this mask from the Destroyer, and I'm going to don his mantle in honor of him, because I completely forgot that she's supposed to be the Destroyer now. Yeah, whatever. Just go with it. It's a hardcore battle between Sharon and Peggy, and while Sam is fighting Bucky, Sam is like, "I can't believe you, man. It wasn't too long ago where you used to wear these colors, where you used to wield the shield." And Bucky's like, "I see beyond the shield. I see beyond the flags. You could have the power of the gods, but instead you choose to pretend to be immortal."
Is this Bucky or is this Shao Kahn?
You might as well. Bucky might as well be saying this. You might as well have like a Nazi monocle going on.
This was Shao Kahn for a minute. Who is this talking?
Yeah. Okay, I was reenacting the line from Red Skull from the first Avengers movie when he was fighting against Cap.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway, as this is going down, you have Steve and Misty. They're going after White Wolf. They reach him in his throne, and Misty takes it upon herself to fight off all the Fox single-handedly. Thinking to myself, yeah, you're extremely strong for someone who was like on death's door not too long ago. Okay, I guess Steve was right. You should not be concerned if a strong woman is lying on almost a dead conscious state. She'll get over it.
Yeah.
Lick her wounds. Yeah. Go.
Wolverine does it.
I guess. But anyway, that's when you get the battle between Steve and White Wolf, and the fight continues, and we get a good double-page spread of both Steve and Bucky delivering the final blow to their opponents. I gotta say, that was a good shot. I like the artwork in that.
Well, is it like Naruto and Sasuke fighting in the final valley? Is that what this is?
Nah, I guess this is both of them land an uppercut. Steve lands an uppercut.
The Rasengan and the Chidori, bro. It's the same thing.
I know.
Encrypted.
I guess. Yeah.
I remember a couple issues ago where you mentioned that Misty Knight and Sharon Carter, I believe, were just on the verge of death. Do they ever acknowledge that ever again?
Nope, I don't even think they bring that up to Misty that Steve was about to leave you for dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, fuck them, I guess.
Hey, ask no questions, get no answers. That policy has to work out for something,
I mean, fair enough, but at least let the audience know, the reader know that they're okay. At least, it could be just a narration bubble. At least,
I guess all we know is that both the women are in a full beat of health.
Oh.
So, okay. Anyway, so the fight's over. They defeated their opponents, but except for Bucky, because Sam says, "I kept him conscious enough for you to deal with him now, Steve." And Steve comes up to Bucky like, "Bucky, after all this, the double crosses, the lies, the secrets, you betrayed everything we ever did together. You risked burning the whole world just to take down the outer circle. Was it all worth it?" And Bucky's like, "Yes, because it's all going according to plan, Steve." And that's when Ian comes in and sits on the throne of Dimension Z. And apparently, if you sit on the throne, you become the ruler of Dimension Z.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just go with it. All right.
Who's gonna dispute it? I guess I don't know.
So Ian gets like a new costume, like an emperor style costume, with the nomad colors, and he now has full command over the frogs and commands them to stop. And he announces, "This is no longer Dimension Z. This is Dimension Me."
Wouldn't that be funny if while he's doing this, somebody like runs up behind him, shoves him off the throne, and then just like takes it for themselves?
Pretty much. I think this Dimension Z basically runs on like that Futurama standards. You remember the water people? You want to be the king? You kill the former king.
It doesn't like have to kill him. It doesn't like have to push him off the throne, or just wait till he's not there, and they'll just sit in the throne.
Oh, there you go. Push someone off the throne. That's it.
And then you get the power. It's okay.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, Ian's now Emperor, and Steve is looking at Bucky. Steve is looking at Bucky, saying, "What's going on?" And Bucky's like, "This was my plan all along, Steve. This was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but it all went according to plan." Really? Like I had to break White Wolf out of prison so we could go to Dimension Z so that he could become king of Dimension Z. And I had to make it look like I was really trying to kill you and Sam and Misty and Sharon. And this was all done because I knew you guys would be the ones who would eventually defeat White Wolf, all so that Ian could come up and sit on the throne and take control of Dimension Z. Also, we could get an army to go out and fight the Outer Circle.
We have the Avengers. We have the X-Men. We have so many superhero teams that we didn't even have to do all this with.
You talk about not having to do all this, man. Dude, you set the world on fire.
Right. We had options here. We had Alpha Flight. We had Excalibur.
Yes!
we have hell, you could call the Eternals. I don't know, like somebody. This is like Plan Z.
All the backstabbing, and like Bucky's like, "Look, I had to make it look convincing that I backstab you, Steve, but I knew you could handle it."
Wait. We have Shield. Why do we need Dimension Z specifically?
This just gets worse and worse, man, the more you think about it. I mean, this isn't even a case of breaking a dozen eggs to make an omelet. This is you setting the kitchen on fire, not to make an omelet, but just to find the damn frying pan, because the power elite is still there. Like,
yeah. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy. If you really wanted to go extreme, we could call anybody.
Oh my god, dude. And then Sam is over there in the corner saying, "Oh, okay, now this all makes sense. Wheels within wheels. Okay."
What? It does?
Yeah, that's what Sam sees it.
Okay.
So, and Bucky's like, "Okay, now this is all over, Steve. No more backstabbing, no more lies, no more secrets. I promise this is all over. Now we could go up and fight the Outer Circle together."
Okay.
I still do, after all this, I still do not understand why the Outer Circle is as dangerous as they are.
Yeah, what is the Outer Circle? Are they? I thought they were like some abstract Illuminati. Did we need like an army to go fight them? Who are they? Where do they live?
Who are these people? That's the real question. I don't even think the Marvel Wiki can tell us what this is.
I know, like the way I see, I guess you could probably say they're like evil, the evil shadows of America. But
then why do I need an army?
Why did you need to set the world on fire? Like,
why did you need an army to go fight the Outer Circle if they're supposed to be a shadow organization? What is an army gonna do?
Are you going to do the same exact shit when you fight off against the next time you fight off against Hydra?
Right.
But
at least Hydra has bases like of operation. They have a figurehead. Yeah. The Outer Circle is the Illuminati. What's an army gonna do?
Okay, but bottom line is Bucky gets fully forgiven for everything he did.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is a stretch.
Yes. I mean,
and he keeps that damn man bun.
Yeah.
sure.
He needs punishment, Witch. All right.
I love the man bun.
That is punishment.
Okay, he needs to lose something because this was just way too far.
Bun, dude. We can figure out a punishment later, but at least keep the man bun.
Hey,
he's kind of hot.
Hey, I could kick both of you guys in the low blow, and I'll just tell you guys, hey, I knew both of you could take it. You know, so you guys won't have
later.
No, I'll be like,
you guys. No, you guys.
But at least
I was
the man bun.
I was confident you two are strong enough to take that blow. And so you guys don't need to have a beef with me.
Yeah, now you have a beef with me.
I always have beef with you.
Now we have beef with you, and it makes good content for Phanatic Night. There you go. That's a.
Have I mentioned how gay I am when it comes to certain comic characters?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, and anyway, so Captain America, Steve Rogers decides he's going to be staying in this dimension along with Sharon and Bucky. You know, they kind of keep an eye on things with Ian, right?
Why though? Like they have a portal or something. They could pull like a Marvel and Rick Jones where they have like these like bands or whatever. Why do they need to stay in this dimension?
They just want to make sure Ian has things under control, as like the Fox are building a statue of Ian right now, and I'm like,
it's kind of weird. Kind of weird.
And you know, this is all going down as Misty and Sam decide to go back to 616. Now, I want to bring up a little bit of an elephant in the room here. Dimension Z is not exactly another planet. Like, it's another dimension where time moves rapidly compared to 616. What's a day in 616?
Jane and Paul were in?
No, it basically follows that same logic. But so a day in 616 could equate to like a year or two in Dimension Z. So I feel like this is a way to write Ian out, but this is going to be a problem later on. Because let's say, okay, Ian stays in Dimension Z, right? We won't see him for like another run or two. I know Marvel has a sliding time scale, this and that. Like, let's just say all of Marvel this year takes a span of a month. All right, that's a couple decades for Ian. So, are we going to get to the point where Steve's son eventually becomes older than Steve himself? What?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I just don't. I don't know. I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
What a weird story, but you know,
like this wasn't even you can't even just say this is a bad Captain America story. This is just a bad story in general, you know.
I think it's just a mess.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we walked away thinking, I remember last time you read it, we walked away thinking, oh, they're trying to ruin Captain America, Steve, so they can promote Sam. But no, Steve and him are cool now. Bucky's cool.
Bucky's doing
everything's cool, and I don't even know why we went through all of this, honestly. I don't even see what this did for anybody.
I'll be like, Bucky, you gotta work on my trust, man. No, it ain't gonna go that smoothly, man.
And I still don't understand the outer circle. Like, what the hell are they? What is the outer circle?
They're still around. Oh man, I want Austin's theory to come true. Like in the next issue, we have Red Skull pop up and Dust of Death all those mother beepers. Can I just say this? If we ever get like a fight between the Outer Circle and Red Skull with Hydra, I can't believe Marvel makes me say this, but I would rather root for a Nazi than Outer Circle. You motherfucker. You mother beepers.
What the? Oh. That's not very American of you. Well, I lied, but still.
How are these Outer Circle guys out? Like, you guys are freaking lame as hell. I wouldn't even say you guys are a poor man's Court of Owls.
Oofers, man.
You're just
not the Court of Owls.
You're just not memorable.
Right.
Like, I saw the designs of, like, all the, the heads of the Outer Circle in this event, and I'm like, none of you guys stand out.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, we do see that, like, this, we're going to get one final piece of work from Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly in that Captain America number 750 comic, which quite a lot of writers are going to be on that, actually. So it's going to be a huge a jumbo packed issue, and that's also the issue that's going to reveal why Sam Wilson decided I'm going to be Captain America again. Wow, after all this time. Okay. And I didn't look at the solicitations or anything, but we are going to be getting another issue of Captain America Symbol of Truth. I guess this is going to be touching back to Joaquin and seeing what's been happening with him. Since that whole.
Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, hope so, man. Like he went through a real lot in Mohanda, So yeah, Cold War, cold lame. There you go.
Oof.
This is me throwing the Omega into the floor right now. I don't care about.
And I would like.
I don't care about keeping that meat. I don't even care about keeping that mint condition. Nah, I'm not.
I would like to say one more thing before we move on. The Aaron Fischer book is better.
There you go. But what did you guys think? Is Aaron Fischer better than Captain America Cold War or whatever? I don't know. Anyway,
add more salt.
Add more salt to the wound, please. Cryptid needs more salt. He's a salty person.
Yeah, but and I know I like to consume a lot of salt, but still.
Yeah, but that wraps up our episode. So, which plug in.
All right, guys.
Okay, like I've said for the past few weeks, you can follow the Twitter account at Comic Phanatics 69. I do tend to post there sometimes. Sometimes if you're lucky, you'll have some of the other people log in and post, but it's mostly run by me. But if you just want to bother me, which is totally chill, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E, and it is all one word. And then you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at witch_of_Jotunheim. That one is spelled with a U because yeah. Anyways, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, interact with us. We would love to talk with you. And just to remind y'all, the others don't have social medias. I mean, Austin does, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because he'll unalive me because he's a brick at the moment, but he can be a wall. But yeah.
Oh. And as for me, yes, as Witch said, I don't have a social media. Cryptid has a life. So
unfortunately, and we'll let you know if Philly comes into the podcast because just like you guys, we miss him too.
And they don't know it. Oh, I guess
they will know it. They'll know that something's wrong.
Yes, they sense it. If you go back to the first episode, we even alluded to him. He's in the poster, and he will.
Yes, he is.
Yes, but all right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice one.